you for tuning in. Thank you for always tuning in. This time to my 2,561st edition of Short-Term Trading live with Oscar Carboni. And this video coming at you on I have no clue what day this is. What day is today? Oh, on a Wednesday night for trading Thursday. That is April 20th, 2023. You know, I never want to know what day it is. I kid you not, traders. When the week starts, I don't want to know if it's Monday, Friday, Thursday, because a lot of people have these crazy things that get into their trading heads, like give it back Fridays, turn around Tuesdays. I don't want to know what day it is till Friday when the bell rings, right? I don't let any of that get in my head. Now, I wanted to mention something. I had to spend a little time thinking about it, and then I thought, okay, maybe this is our solution. Do you know that time is money? You ever hear that statement before, right? It's more important now. It's more true now than it's ever been. Well, my OMNI camps, generally when you come in for an OMNI camp, I take a group of 6 of you in, 6 the maximum, and you've got to get in on a Thursday night. I've got you all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and you leave on Tuesday. There's a lot of time spent there. The number one request over and over again from my OMNI campers is, Oscar, please, can you just make it a 3-day weekend? Let me get in on Friday night, be out of there on Monday. You know what? I've decided I can do that, and here's how. I'm going to change the format of OMNI Camp just a little, and I'm going to do this. OMNI Camps will now be one-on-one with Oscar. You want a one-on-one OMNI Camp with me? I'll get you in, I'll get you out. You'll be trading and ready to go on Monday. You won't have to spend the full 5 days, and it'll be me and you, and I promise you, you will learn this OMNI in its entirety before you go home. That is the new version of OMNI Camp. I am going to start taking your applications tonight. Make sure that you get in touch with me, and the beauty of this is I can mold it to any weekend that fits your schedule, because we don't have 6 people that all have to come together for one schedule, and that's where we start to run into trouble, right? Everybody's going, Oscar, I can't make Thursday, but I can't make Friday. Well, I can settle that. One of you only are coming out. And that's it. I'll do one each OMNI camp. So if you would like to qualify for the OMNI camp, and I'll tell you right now, I'll take novices and I will turn you into the best analyst on the planet. Or I'll take someone that's been trading forever, and I promise I will fix the things that you have been getting wrong. If you've been trading for a long time, you've got all the skills already. You just need them pinpointed. I will pinpoint them for you. Call me, 702-629-4755, one-on-one with Oscar. Or go to OMNIBootcamp.com, fill out your application there, and I promise I will call you, and I'll get you in as quickly as you want to come learn this OMNI. OMNI Bootcamp, Oscar one-on-one, make sure you contact me. Now, remember the risk behind trading, it's a very risky game. Never, ever, ever trade without protective stops at that OMNI camp. I will show you how and where to place those, and when, first, always. So make sure you've got your stops in. Let's go to work, kids. For trading on April 20th, 2023. The OMNI this week, started the end of last week, is literally flip-flopping like crazy, like a fish out of water. It's green, it's red, it's neutral, it's green, it's red, and it's all the indices, right? I track S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, Dow, trading, all this stuff. It's all flipping around. I'm not getting the arrow in the same direction on anything. So, that tells me to tell you, and if you guys have been watching my videos long enough, you know this is going to happen. The OMNI flip-flopping, as often as it's doing, means get ready to vacate the area. That's where we're going to go. We are going to vacate this area that we've been in. That's why the OMNI flutters like this. That's usually the end result. So we know that's coming. Which way will it go? Well, the OMNI's flip-flopping left and right, up and down like crazy, right? So we have to do this. Wait for it to go where it's going to go and jump all over it. Or find the leader. Apple, the chart, the company, everything about the chart is leading this parade right now. And Apple says we're going to break to the upside, not the downside. I'm going to show you the charts that will make sense for all of this. Nothing has to happen. This is what we expect to happen because we've read the graphs, and that's what the graphs tell us. But we put our stops in case that does not come to fruition. But I think apples are leader. You'll see the chart, you'll understand why. The vacate, we don't know which way it's going to go, but if the lead is going up, well, hey, what the hell? Guess we're vacating to the upside. We'll see where that ends up. I'm not saying where it's going to go. I'm saying Omni says get ready for it to go somewhere. Apple says get ready for it to go up. So we're going to take those clues. Gold, you gold bugs out there. Gold is reacting to a triple top. Do not forget it. I showed this to you about a week ago. Omni remains red after today being Wednesday's bullish day in gold. The Omni has not flipped. I wanted to let you know that. So if you're a gold bug, and we had the reaction to the triple top already, but the Omni has not flipped back up to tell us to get long. So be careful, guys. It may still be reacting to the triple top in gold. These are the topics in the video. These are the charts I am about to show you. The charts are pretty dynamic and pretty self-explanatory. So make sure you take a look at these charts right now. I will say this. Oscar 101, I promise you, it'll be the coolest Omni camp you will ever spend. You'll be in Vegas on a Friday night. You will be out of here on Monday. Make sure you call me, 702-629-4755. Look how fast that happened, huh? I can't do it now. So, with no further ado, let's go. Look at some charts. Traders, the mini Dow, which represents the stock market, right? Look at this line. And look at when it ran up and hit, creates a resistance line, tries it again, makes that resistance line absolute, hits it here while it's in my F flag, the Oscarism known as an F flag, just about hits it there and backs off for a day, but it only gets to the bottom of the flag. Now, being that it's in an F flag, it's supposed to stay in this flag and just work its way higher. So what should happen here? Well, the Omni's kind of neutral. We don't know. The Omni says, get ready for this thing to go somewhere. It's going to go. Now, looking at this, you've got two things to look at. Every time it hits this black line, it drops, right? So that's what should happen. And yes, that's what should happen. I'm more of a creature of patterns. So if I see a pattern, hits the line and drops, hits the line and drops, hits the line, it should drop. I get that, but we are in an F flag. So we've got to get out of the F flag to keep that theory going. All right, but we'll look at other charts. So right now, if we stay in the F flag and get above the black line, that changes everything, right? Well, the E-mini S&P looks very much the same, except for in this case, we're sort of just about over the black line already and in an F flag. In fact, let me blow this up for you. Same chart, just zoomed in a little bit more. We are in an F flag. And in E-mini S&P's bar today, on Wednesday, it came down underneath this line, the dotted line, got underneath it, and went back up, and then closed here, above the black line, above the green dotted line, and I guess inside the F flag. So that's more bullish than bearish, right? But still, we don't have a definite Omni signal, so I can't do anything about that, but it's holding, maintaining that bullish channel. Now we go look at the Dow, the actual Dow itself, not the mini. Same sort of setup, but this one's different. Why? See, one time hit and then a big drop. One time hit, then a drop ensues. Hit, 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 hit. It's knocking on the door. Knock, 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 right? It's knocking this time. So that's why it's in a square, not a circle, right? Circle, circle, square. It's different this time. So maybe it's trying to tell us this time it wants to go above that. But again, we're not going to take a position until we know for sure. And then you got the Dow Jones Transportation Average, which once again, you got this major resistance spot. Same thing happens. Here it happened again, but now we're above it for 2 full bars. Above it, still inside of this channel. Above the resistance this time, the dotted line. Now we're above that, sitting here. Above inside the channel, above the resistance, looking good. Let's take a quick and just blow that up a little bit more just to show you. Last time it failed right there, right? Boom, boom. But this time it got up there, stuck around, got under it a little bit today on Wednesday, and all the way back up there. That's a little different. That's that same dotted line, just blown up on the chart. All right, so it's actually showing us that it might be wanting to go higher here. And here's the one I say is leading the parade. Apple is a huge component to our stock market, right? So if Apple's going up, you better believe the stock market's probably heading in somewhat the same direction. And this chart to me looks pretty darn good. You've had the left shoulder, head, right shoulder of the inverted head and shoulders formation. From there, it did what it was supposed to do. It broke out into this channel. That's what you'd expect from an inverted head and shoulders. An upright head and shoulders is the opposite, right? We get this sort of pattern, and that usually ends up breaking. Well, this is the inverted. And then for the upright head and shoulders, you get this, and it usually breaks to the downside. But this one's the opposite. Instead of the circle or the head being up here, it's down here. Inverted. That's what you'd expect. It's in that channel now after the inverted head and shoulders, but this is today's bar. I mean, that looks good. The chart looks good, and the OMNI looks good. So Apple seems to be leading this mess right now. And if Apple's leading higher and nothing bad happens in the next 2 days, the stock market should follow Apple higher. Should, of course, we put our stops in first. That's what makes should be okay. So if you're going to trade Apple from the long side, put your stops in. But it looks like Apple is pulling the stock market up. And then gold bugs. Watch out for this, gold bugs. I showed this chart to you about a week ago. I said, look, you've got a top. You came all the way down, tested it. Double top worked. Came all the way down, put in literally a cup and handle, and exploded. This is on a weekly now. And you put in a third top and then had a down week and another down week since then. So if that's the case, it's reacting to the triple top. The OMNI has not flipped back up yet. The OMNI's pointing to the downside. You've still got to sell rallies in gold for now until the OMNI flips back up. And maybe this reaction to the triple top will be a little further than we think. Take it one day at a time. Traders, that's what I wanted to show you. I really hope that helps. There is one thing that makes sense to me, so I sort of threw it into this stack. You see right here we had the top, the triple top. So let's say this one doesn't exist at the moment. Top. Look at the dollar. The exact opposite thing has happened recently. This is a daily on the dollar now. Bottom, and just about to the day, gold hit that double top or triple top, if you want to call it that up here. The dollar hits the double bottom. Dollar starts to rally out, and now the dollar is in an upward channel. And that's what's putting the pressure on gold. But what I find interesting is dollar finds a double bottom as gold finds a triple top almost on the same day. Interesting the way all this analysis comes together. Traders, that's what I wanted to show you for this evening. Please make sure you join me at livewithoscar.com. The trading room is free. No credit cards are required. And then remember, keep your stops out of trading. One of the best things I can tell you to do to keep those stops out, well, to keep your emotions out of trading and keep those stops in without cancel replacing them. Tough thing to do, I know. But if you want to put a stop in and leave it alone, once the stop's in, and if the market's coming to get that stop, say this to yourselves over and over again. It'll help you not interfere. 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, traders. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you at livewithoscar.com.